May 1st, Labor Day. Around 5 a.m., Stephen Brooks was shot in the parking lot. But it's okay because the newspaper said Viceroy won funding. McKim, fresh from prison, was bathed in bullets in North Hill, but still we have no running water in the valley. I sneezed. Someone said, bless you. See, I got more acknowledgement then than his death did. Orlando Johnson was stabbed in the jam and the band played on. Dada Gums was slain, and there's a new restaurant opening yet again. Try was used for target practice, as the assailants valued his life less than that of a piece of wood. Stacy had the munchies, so she was in the right place at the wrong time. Kwame never bothered anybody. McNeil was lucky. Jennick walked carefree, and Gustav always smiled when he said good morning. I live in the valley, a place where boys under the age of 30 are now becoming an endangered species. And this may not be true, but for the year 2015, we have already recorded 2 murders. And for a population of 10,000, 2 is too much. Because the echoes from the gunshots carry gently by the trade winds from the east to the west, but they always find the center. Gunshots kill more than the dead, they kill communities. Thank you.
You say life's been hard and there ain't no sun, but I say, listen, you are not the only one. Somewhere out there is a little girl or little boy who's living in fear of dying young or being his toy. Their mama, she don't care. What daddy does is always right. With the truth, she won't share. Cause for their lives, she'll have to fight. And you say, life's been hard on you. Here's one thing that's true. Life's been hard on others too. Molested at 6, been lied to and often tricked, traded at 9 for a dime, feel my life's no longer mine, abused at 11, can't see a gateway to heaven, crying out to God pleading, where is our safe haven? Someone impregnated at 13, high school dropouts at 14, diagnosed with HIV at 16, attempt suicide at 18, been running around, knocked to the ground, screaming to the heavens, but no one hears their sound. But you say, life's been hard and there ain't no sun, but I say, listen, you are not the only one. Okay, you got gunned down, bombarded, you lost your job. Worst case scenario, you're immobile now. Your face always wearing a frown. But come on man, get handy. Change your situation like a guy I know named Randy. Some persons depend solely on their imagination to escape their realization. An outcast, a won't last. An addict, always choked up and doped up, going with any man, not giving a damn as they should. Change that life, you say? They wish they could, but they can't. Only in their minds they find solace for a moment. So stop bitching. Again, if you can. Change your damn situation. So don't say life's been hard on you and there ain't no sun, because we are not the only one. Thank you.
They consume the weak. A split second could mean life, but it may very well mean death. clawing into the existence of prey. They consume their own. Territorial defiance, terrestrial compliance, a nature ingrained in the wild. Devour the spoils of war. They consume our thoughts, slithering trust, silence fear. The pleading heart faded. This is life in the wild. They consume everything. Mobilize hatred and jealousy. Modernize bullying and brutality. Poaching an endangered species. Hunter hunted by the hunter. Cannibalism corrodes and produces infertility. Wildlife envisions the race one. Wildlife waits for the race to be extinct. Hearts hardened by the pavement they trod. Fingers curled by the cold ice cubes. Body imprisoned by vanity. Fraudulent theft of an unstable identity. Fueled by the wildlife lived. Wildlife prays. We don't pray for life. Compassionate wild, contaminated life. Will this wild race learn to live in the wild? Thank you.
I feel like spilling my soul on a page. I just tipped the glass, it shattered and the fragments are scattered all over the stage. But I ain't picking up the pieces, so I bask in this mess. Forget it, I got my reasons to feel like I am it when you just look at me like feces. Sometimes I feel like I ain't even part of the species. Taking frequent trips to Saturn, I get lost in the black matter of space. Free up the human race, starts cleanse me of this disease. Please don't get offended. But nowadays it seems like everyone is for pretending, defending things that no one is even really apprehending. Poverty reigns supreme, but these politicians keep spending. The last time we even cared, they said the world was ending. 2012 was years ago. We laughed at the Mayans. They should call us the walking miracles. And I don't know what it is, but lately I've been feeling mythical. Maybe because I stand away from the accepted and predictable. Damn. Guess that makes me an outcast. But if you ask me, I'd say society is outclassed by a group of individuals who fear that they should outlast our ass. And these people ain't asking us nothing. They laugh while we suffering. Big bad wolves, yeah, they huffing and puffing, blowing us down. And what do the little piggies do? They run. But they really should just turn around and shoot. Metaphorically, of course, no need to be uncivilized. But what is civilization but a beautiful picture painted by wild lies? And in us lies the power to devour these cowards who mentally enslave us and degrade us. Then they expect our praises? They must be going crazy. Or maybe I'm the one who's lost it, cause I walk around and everybody's a damn conformist, conforming while they conspire. Now watch me rain this fire to burn down your whole tongue, kill all you dirty liars, all the politicians, you rapists. Anybody who tries to make it. Hard for my mom to get my baby sister the basics. So I'm sorry, underground, but they gonna take this, fuck you, nigga. We don't trust you niggas. You disgust us, ain't nothing to discuss with you niggas. Getting worked up over these cockroaches, these people just make me sick. Somebody give me a prognosis. And the doctor's in the house. No? I just pray that God stay focused. To nobody I bow down. I'ma calm down now.
Where society stifles our advancement by their preconceived ideologies of what we are and what we ought to be. Forced to be at my mother's side, scrubbing, cooking, washing, cleaning, these verbs that are too often associated with my type. Well, my type longs to be outside, playing, ramping, and being free to embrace nature. But no, I have to be cooped up in this house, being molded to fit society's preconception of what a woman is. Before I even knew myself, they tried to instill in me a sense of delicateness and girlishness, from my hair being filled with bright ribbons, ponytails and clips, my hands being so occupied with dolls, and my time being spent playing house. For all of this would inject my daily dose of femininity. But sometimes, just sometimes I wonder, why couldn't I have a wife? For what is a woman? Then I experienced the pains of becoming a woman. As I looked down at my chest, I realized that something that was once like a washboard is bulging with two aching bulbs. Could it be that nature is preparing me too? My childhood innocence has been stolen from beneath me. So naive to how powerful the body could be. The mirror has become my friend and foe, trying to conform to the perfectly painted picture in my head of what a woman should look like. I could feel the eyes peering at me while my hips involuntarily but forcibly sway from side to side as males gasp as they are mesmerized by my femininity. With a smirk, their response, "You looking nice, nice," lay the underlying motive to objectify me for the fulfillment of their concupiscence, latching on to my insecurities, trying to take advantage of the void that has been created by society, their gall and lack of respect for what a woman is. This is what I ponder. I am aware that as females we are different in both voice and form, from curvy to petite and maturing quickly along, having to go through severe growing pain not experienced by males who have much gain. Why is it that as the flower blossoms beautifully, it becomes prey, hunted by predators who only see eye candy to taste, inevitably ruining the growing fruit? It's like a premeditated robbery, like the bandits stealing the loot. My mother would utter, "You're becoming a young lady now. You should always be seen before you are heard. Sit up straight, chest high. No more pants and t-shirts, strictly dresses and skirts. You have to look the part. When you speak, look into the person's eyes. Remember to use your proper English too. Neither is it how you, but it's how are you," hardly with a smile. I am not, this can't be. Were you trying to change me? Puberty done doing damage, why you too? Show them that you are more than their stereotypes. This isn't what I want to become, for what is a woman? Do I not belong in the workforce too? Before I even have a chance, I'm greeted by prejudice and misogyny who only wish to keep me in unjustified confinement, to be left to be stricken by economic dependency and enslavement in my own home. But if I'm given a chance, I would be subordinate and deprived of expressing my full potential. For too long, we have been treated like mere possessions because we are regarded as being submissive, helplessly irrationally emotional, incapable of meeting the demands of taking higher ranks, and that we are simply suited to be dominant in the house, fulfilling the verbs that are associated with our type, being the pleasing and soft-spoken wife who's incomplete without her husband. For what is a woman? Are we war to men? Are we meant to be caged and defenseless? No. Women are whatever they want to be, only striving to display our valor in this society, made to be at his side, not behind or trampled by his feet. And it ought to be recognized how valuable we are. We are nurturers, childbearers, multitaskers, and much more. For this is a woman. My fellow girls and women, only the inferior belittle others to satisfy their desire of supremacy. Don't give them power. Refuse to accept the stereotypes and labels they might pin on us. Defy the expectations they have of us. For we are diamonds in the rough, strong, confident, intelligent, and capable women we are. Women were created by God to be the help of man and not to be subjected to the harsh force of their hands. We are tired of the underestimation of our gender. Therefore, we would like to be treated with equal splendor. Thank you.
I say amen. Anyway. We have all suffered. Some more than some. But we have all what? Suffered. Can I hear amen for that? Amen. Say amen to the facts that we have lived to face that pain. Hold on, no. Say amen to the fact that we have lived to see that pain, but we have lived and learned from that pain. Can I get a thank you, Father?
Thank you, Father.
Yes. We have all been lied to. We have been lied to people that we care most about. We're over here now. Yeah. I give my life for you without a doubt. Yeah. They say, I love you. And they say, I would do anything for you. But when temptation strikes, they crumble. Yeah. Most of us have been playing both sides of this story. Now, I don't want to stay here all night and speak to you because I can't. We all have reasons why we lie. We all have reasons why we cheat. We all have reasons why we sneak out of bed at night when we're supposed to be asleep. Why? We think of somebody else because we don't feel complete. Say no more.
Amen.
Your reasons are non-factors. If you don't appreciate that someone enough to respect that one, then leave. Yes, leave. Just let them be free. Let him or her be free. Not because you was treated bad in the past by a snag. That doesn't mean that you have to come back and demolish someone pure-hearted and beautiful. Now, that would only continue the cycle. You will only be helping the existence of broken hearts. So in closing, live your life. If you have a lady or you have a guy, treat that lady like a queen. Treat that guy like a king. If you can't handle one queen or one king, juggle your many. But let them know that this is only temporary. And there's no way, no how, you will be the person that I marry. We all deserve better, people. We all deserve better. But in order to receive better, or get better, you must first do better. Come on. Amen. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
This is Susie. My name is Susie, and I'm from Bastille. I'm the little girl with the dirty brown skin and the picky hair. Growing up, all I used to hear, little girls should be seen and not heard. By the age of 12, I had now to sweep yard, wash clothes, and cook a pot. So to them, it really didn't matter if I went to school or not, because little girls should be seen and not heard. By the age of 16, everybody was looking out for my big belly, wanting me to be like Susie, Cindy, and the girl from Miss Rosie, because little girls are seen and not heard. Well, by then I had enough of hearing that. It's preposterous and completely absurd. Hilarious. Watch your face, you didn't even know I had another word. Well, little girls are seen and not heard. Well, when everybody was skipping and going to the square, after school classes, I was always there. And when everybody got a knot on their test, silently, my schools were always the best. Because little girls are seen and not heard. Well, when the other girls were trying to find something to wear and a nice dress, because then the boys on the block was looking to see who was the hottest, well, my raggedy clothes didn't qualify me for that contest. Because little girls are seen and not heard. Well, I didn't care anyway because I was working for my graduation day. It didn't matter at all for me, because certainly I kept working, hard working. So now they're shocked to see who turned out to be the valedictorian. So when I get on that mic on that night, little Susie, who was always seen, all heads will turn because I will finally be heard.
Yeah.
When you see a tall guy like me, 6'3", you see somebody shooting a three like Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe. But that's just not me. And if you know how much crap I got, no, that can't be forgot, because the words I got was sharp, venomous, boiling hot. Man, all I got was to my face. I got waist to height, waist to space. Missed one shot, now I'm a big disgrace. So I wake up every morning wondering, what really is my purpose in this land that lets in a planet and more of a circus? Yeah? In If every corner I turn, my heart starts to burn because they all have something to say when they realize that I yearn for the greater. That is sooner than later. The days when I start stacking my paper, living my dreams, being the fiend that I've always seen myself being since the age of 13 on a TV screen. And in the recording studio, belting notes to chords with a melody that matches words. Yeah, that's how it is. But still, so many people are out there degrading me, defaming me, talking amongst themselves and renaming me. But why? Because I don't walk with a bop. Because I don't get all the girls on the block. Because I don't talk about weed, cars, bikes, and Glocks. Because I don't talk with my voice like this. Because I don't watch everybody like this. Because I always got a smile on this. That's reason for this. Man, you don't know how many buildings I walk into to be met with stares and glares, trying to instill in me fear. But fear doesn't live here. Fear doesn't dwell anywhere near. So throw your remarks because I don't care. But that doesn't matter though, because I am the outcast that they cast out of their social circles without a doubt, dragging my name to the dirt with their word of mouth. But listen to the words leaving mine. Listen to me speak to you in real time. You need to understand that when the clock ticks 12, that hour is mine. So let the coroner know that your time of death was 11:59. So you go ahead and sequester me. Just know that nobody can get the best of me.
Disclaimer, written 6 months ago. I don't want to offend anybody. On your mark. Set. And from the gun says boom. Sitting in my room, I have watched you take off on your political journey, as I do enjoy a good race. I have listened to your speeches, promises, and proclamations. I've seen you perform miracles in the name of a vote because God was knowingly present as you gave those gifts in hope to sway the masses to vote for you and make you sovereign, make you king, make you queen. I've seen you shake hands with hand sanitizer, kiss babies with lipsticks you knew would stain. I've seen you in photos in places you've never been before your campaign, like down the road where you live, in neighboring communities, at funerals, doorsteps, and birthday parties. Picking up pace, I now see you at bars and pubs wasting money, buying drinks for men and women that have had one too many. But you see, that's why I admire you. Your priorities are straight. Get the vote by any means necessary. Coming into the home stretch, I see you wanting to overtake your opponent, so you practically live on your podiums. So before we visit the outcome, I have just a few questions for you. Magician, sorry, I mean politician. Forgive me, it's just from your proclamations and your declarations I often confuse the two. You said that if I vote for you, you will create jobs, cut taxes, and reduce crime. What about turning water into wine? Can you do that too? Can you birth prosperity from a dead economy? And what about your foreign policy? Would you help children under the age of 10, born in this great land of opportunity, to get some form of identity? Would you make sure athletes receive their promised sports facility? And while in office, would you please remove the levy, because I thought it was only supposed to be temporary and it's still here, reminding me why my paycheck sometimes isn't enough to buy food. Politician, would you feed your nations hungry? Make minimum wage a reality, one they can actually live by, or will you pass them by as their arms are outstretched to you? Like right now, your arms are outstretched to me. Aha! You see, the world is indeed a cycle. The racetrack isn't over. The political race is not one for the swift, but for those who endure to the end being a term in office. And you will never meet this end jogging blindly, going around in circles. Thank you. For centuries, sticks and stones have been at the center of many broken bones and cracked foundations of self-worth. Today, we have the internet. Bullying is now done without sticks or fists. However, it still hurts twice as much as it did as when they were throwing stones. You see, words were never meant to hurt, but now they shred self-esteems like glass houses breaking in a hurricane. And the splinters from those broken hearts, it seems, cannot be found. Emotional wounds never heals, and bodies float into rivers unnoticed. Once upon a time, we used to tell our daughters that they were beautiful and they believed us. Now it seems that trust is gone, the world has changed, and our opinions no longer matter. But what is the opinion of a family member anyway when you have 5,000 Facebook friends and Instagram followers who can instantly show you gratification with their likes? And it's disturbing. What I see our little girls will do for a like, fight like animals, take selfies near nude because they equate nudity with beauty and acceptance and how much a stranger approves. And it's sad that our little girls from a tender age are taught what sexy is, how to bring it back long before they can read and write and even spell that whole letter word correctly. Sexy. But we call this funny. Matter of fact, as she dances a sexy dance, we take that video and we post it on YouTube where she is walking up, rolling that waist, dropping it down to the ground or whatever you call it. Oh yes, we already have a name for this. We call this African history. We call this twerking. We call this culture, but you see, we never actually call it what it is, exploitation. We share this on the internet as if it is some grand or great important event that has happened, but after all, it has. A little girl has danced, twerked, dropped it to the ground. She has gyrated her arm form, the hips. But can she spell the four-letter word of the action which she is trying to display? Sexy. And as for her sons, I see them every day and it worries me. Dressed in prison attire, they equate getting high with looking fly, rudeness with respect because on the internet it is complimented. They disrespect our young ladies as the ultimate form of masculinity and forget respecting elders. They think they are kings long before they are princes and they will bow to no one. Once upon a time, our young men used to have ambition. And they used to follow the ambitious example set by our forefathers, where hard work reaped its own reward. Now all they want to do is hustle hard, get rich or die trying because no longer do they fear death. Now have regard for human life. My enemy is necessary. This is their mindset. And it gets me upset, and sometimes I think I am powerless to change them, so I've decided one mountain at a time I will climb over these mental barriers, beginning with the first step. I will be the change in them I want to see. I will try to be a role model to those closest to me, and once again our young men will rise with integrity, unity. I will try to show them that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be a leader and not have any Twitter followers. It's okay to be respectful and respect yourself. It's okay to respect elders as they are the pillars on which our society was built. It's okay and remarkable to open car doors for girls. It's okay and acceptable to wear trousers the way they are supposed to be worn with a belt on a waist. It's okay to have goals. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to be a beacon, a light, shining bright in a world your forefathers would be proud of. Thank you.
I walk through these square miles, 35 to be exact. Now every day it's the same thing, surrounded by love and hate. But nowadays you gotta watch your own back. You see they smile and they laugh, but their heart's on a different beat. Can't seem to find their footprints of their feet, even in the sand. Supposed to be the people of integrity and leadership. Someone that I should follow, but it's a shame the promises are hollow. But I'm the future of today and tomorrow, and I'll pave the way for my soldiers to follow. I was raised by a standard, and I've been grounded by morals. But I never change the fact that I am human. I made some mistakes in my life, and that's some real talk. But just do you, and I'll do me. Don't judge me, I won't judge you. But on the other hand, ain't nobody really gives unless they got a game. You don't need an umbrella unless it rains. You only need a brush when you know you gotta paint. Ain't that the truth? Tell me if I'm lying. When I was out of control, so now they show concern. Where was my chance though? I wanted to turn who was there to teach me. I wanted to learn, not society, but some parents with integrity. Thanks for the support that y'all gave me. I'ma speak for the speechless until they grave me. Lord, forgive me for my sins. I know that you hear me. I can feel you all the time because you've been walking near me. and there is nothing that I fear. I'm sick of all these questions, and yes, I really care, but I refuse to remain silent for a whole year, cause no speech and anger building up could only lead to violence. I can't somebody out there understand? We got a future of a slaying, not tomorrow, but today. Now I can do as much as pave the way. I put a vision in your mind, it's your decision for the time. I hope you never let those hands pass you by. Never go to sleep on life's lullabies. You'll never know potential unless you try. A river could never stop flowing unless it's dry. You'll never know how it works until you try. You don't even know what wings are, you never fly. You don't even know what pain is, you never cry, but you can see the pain, cause it be coming from inside. And honestly, I'm just speaking the truth. Some people in my community haven't eaten for days, so they try to get it by any means necessary. So who am I to say that crime doesn't pay?
Having a highly overprotective mother. She would take care of me like a dove with a broken wing. Smothered by her love, I felt like a dog with a broken leg. Unable to prance and play, tied to this wooden peg. Until one day she let me see it through her eyes when I asked, "Mom, why do you lock me away and not listen to what I have to say? Little boys are made for fun in the sun all day. My friends are outside, it's very close by." With all this, she still doesn't sway. "Mom, look at Jimmy. He has a new bike. Will you buy me one? A helmet and the color I like? I want to ride through the street, ride with the boys, play outside with our toys. It's very close by." Her response, "Stop the noise. Mom, can I go to the club? There's someone there. She's smart, she's sweet, and I think I'm in love. My friend Zach is back. His car will take us there. This is a good chance for me. It's down the road from here." She said, "Don't you hear? No, you can't play in the dirt. You might get hurt. Don't watch what others have. You don't know how they got it. And any woman you want to love can be quoted by a bar." "But Mom, let me finish what I have to say. There are 12 hours on the clock. You are 12 yesterday. Did your age stop at 12 while the clock ticked away? You are 20 today. When the clock hits 24, will your time end or will it end before? Friends come and friends go, but my love is eternal. When you feel it internal, you will see that the external is not as it seems. Razor-edged seams hold blocks which shoot the numbers off the clocks of several young men. Wanting has populated our prisons, while needs give us purpose. But Mom, you're the reason why the others don't accept me. I'm the last to be picked on the basketball team, if ever at all. The class picks on me because I look weak, because I'm not free. There's never going to be a chance for me in life." She turns angrily saying, "You think you had a chance playing in the freeway or stealing a bike from the neighbor and calling it yours? You thought it was cool to drive in a car with your friends, the same ones who were arrested the same night for a DUI? You are not alone. You are my son. You have love. All your needs are provided for. You have won. One day you will have a nice car. You will drive yourself. Don't mind being different. You have your own mind. Mind yourself. You have yet to see the bigger picture, the things your young mind did neglect, those simple details that I saw, experienced, and did ultimately reject. My task is to protect you, build a barrier and create a safe environment, son. My battle isn't won, nor is it halfway done. Just know that the true acceptance is acceptance of number one." Thank you.
Dead, rest in peace, may your soul rest in peace as well. And I just want to let you guys know that we see everything, we hear everything, we know everything. Stop acting like y'all don't know. Now, look at our nation and our country. Youth in sales or probation, and it hurts me. And the thing about society, there ain't nothing without us. So how we supposed to build that trust? You say you love us, but against us. Can't have a conversation, you try and shame us. Now you think we animals, you lock us up in cages, why contain us? What's going on here? What's happening to Mike though? You listening?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I need to take this mic off though.
By all means.
I'll start right from the top. Please. Because I need you guys to hear the word of this. Now, look at our nation and our country. Youth in cells on probation, and it hurts me. And the thing about society, they ain't nothing without us. So how we supposed to build that trust? You said you love us, but against us. Can't have a conversation, you try and shame us. Now you think we animals, you lock us up in cages, why contain us? You think we stupid or something? Now where is the love? Cause I can't see that no more. Just a brick with no purpose and I can't be that no more. And for the crew with that heart, I can't show no remorse. I stand in ovation, I make a stand for this generation. The same ones that y'all label as violent, and I refuse to remain silent. Cause y'all can't see because your vision is greed. But I'ma tell the truth right now, I don't do this thing for me. Man, I do it for my peeps. You ain't gotta cry no more. Cause I'll be there, I ain't going nowhere. You don't have to cry no more. Dry those tears from your eyes, everything will be alright. Now you ain't gotta cry no more. I'll be there, I ain't going nowhere. You don't have to cry no more. Dry those tears from your eyes, everything will be alright. Cause ain't nobody really gives unless they got a game. You don't need an umbrella unless it rains. You only need a brush when you know you gotta paint. Ain't that the truth? Tell me if I'm lying. When I was out of control, so now they show concern. Where was my chance though? I wanted to turn, who was there to teach me? I wanted to learn, not society, but some parents with integrity. Thanks for the support that y'all gave me. I'ma speak for the speechless until they grade me. Lord, forgive me for my sins, I don't let you hear me. I can feel you all the time cause you've been walking near me. And there is nothing that I fear. I'm sick of all these questions and yes, I really care. But I refuse to remain silent for a whole year. Cause no speech and anger building up could only lead to violence. Now can't somebody out there understand? We are the future of today, not tomorrow. And I can do as much as pave the way. I put a vision in your mind, it's your decision for the time. I hope you never let those hands pass you by. Never let those... Y'all hear what I just said, right? Yeah. I hope you never let those hands pass you by. Never go to sleep on life's lullabies. Cause you'll never know potential unless you try. A river could never stop flowing unless it's dry. You'll never know how it works until you try. They don't know what pain is, they never cried. Honestly, I'm just speaking the truth. A lot of people in our community hasn't eaten for days. So they try to get it by any means. So who are we to say that crime doesn't pay? Our picture still painted perfect. Real talk. Nah. Picture painted perfect even though you ain't here. Splatter painted a portrait with a slight tear. I know you must be probably thinking that I do the same. But what's left in the past is gonna remain there. I'm tired of all these lies and all these drama scenes. You play a part well, you should be the drama queen. But apart from the drama, you kinda kept it real. But keeping it 100 never seemed to be part of your deal. I always wanted to be honest and tell you the truth. But when I told you the truth, you never believed. When I told you that I couldn't make it on the weekends, you always thought I had tricks up my sleeves. Asking me who's the other chick, and if the scooter's an excuse for another trick. But when I said you were the only one, it was the truth. But my other chick was music and poetry, but we always met at the booth, and I'm sorry how this got to end. And I apologize for making you love me, but we can still be friends, and I really hate to see you cry. But it's time for me to say goodbye. Our pictures is still painted perfect. Adios.
I am bringing black back. Close your eyes and come away with me for a moment. Envision a great world where human beings were cold, selfish, arrogant, negative. This world will be motionless. The earth will be a global catastrophe. Being uncritical, however, can change all things. Positivity, kind-heartedness, confidence, and the ability to look them in the face and say, hey, you're not better than me. Concealing your crimes behind a grandeur lies. Tell me, where do I begin if you believe you're living in a world without sin? I'm not a saint, neither are you. I make mistakes and bad decisions too. But hey, I am just the same as you. My mistakes don't define me. My past doesn't define the man I ought to be and the man that is standing beside me. But hey, what makes you different from me? Who are you to think of me the way you do? Who gave you the right to write about me? Who deemed you the man or the judge? Why do you hold on to so much goddamn jealousy? Please don't test me. Who are you to stare and make me your next casualty? You silly little thing, what makes you think that you are better than me? Look at yourself. You're looking at me with execution. What makes you think that you're in it better than me? Oh, please. Look at yourself instead of looking at me. With accusation in your eyes, you want me crucified for my profanity? Wait, wait, wait. Step back and brace for impact. Let me bring back and retract the facts. Do I really need to remind?
Hate is a funny thing. It swelled up inside me, choking me and strangling me as I watched myself bellowed and shouted at my friends. I heard myself abusing and poisoning others against me and do many despicable things. Then myself forced its way through and I shook hands and said I was sorry. Hate is a funny thing. It splits you in two, one part against the other, so you can never win. Be careful with yourself. Hate is a funny thing.
To whom it may concern, I am the shadow sitting here with a pen and a half-full glass of tears. I bleed, but my wounds are concealed by the darkness, ridiculed by its laughter. It hates me, despises my existence, revolts at the fact that I still breathe, is determined that I live miserably ever after. They do not see me. I do not exist. I am nothing more than a speck of dirt on their windowsill. My thoughts are irrelevant, my voice lost within the wind. I am as if I were nothing. For them to listen would be a wretched sin. I scream my fears, I scream my dreams to the sky with hopes that they don't die. They can't. They're all I have left. Remind them. Please let them know that I'm here. Tell them. Don't let them remember to forget me, even if it's for a short time. I just need to know there's someone out there that once cared. I know I am alone, on my own, cast into the four walls of injustice, discrimination, judgment, and rejection. No one ever took the time to see. I am a human being who feels with the needs to whom it may concern. I am the shadow lying here with a knife and a full glass of tears. All I needed was a friend. This song is called The Beats Back When. Personally for me, I miss the whole hip-hop, rapping and rhyming and verses intelligence non-stop. And I'm one of those that was born in 1994, before now when everything was dead to its core. I miss the heart, soul, and purpose on every beat, but nowadays it's repetition, catchy tunes on repeat. I miss the days when everybody came together and we just vibe. But nowadays it's turn up in every other night, someone loses a life. It's not the balls that will relinquish our minds, so we could throw our hands up and have a hell of a good time. The music back then gave the youth something to live for. Hope, dreams, and courage, we make it see past 24. Liberate our minds that we choose peace over war. See, now they're trying to take our leaders, so we won't rise anymore. It's time we look up and see the real picture in front of us. They only put us in a pedestal so they can laugh and make fun of us. Oh, you think it's cool, right? Because maybe they finally accepted us? Don't be foolish, it's a way so they can conquer and divide us. Our music gave us freedom. Our music became our voice. And nowadays it's become captive and our demise by choice. They change the beats and rhythms to tell us what's hot and what's not. And now you're 2-year-old babies walking around like dots. And maybe that didn't make you want to open up your eyes some more. I suggest you play back the tapes from the years of Tupac Shakur. He reconstructed the lines that helped us define a deeper true meaning of what beats deep down inside. He gave us more than just a beat to rock, but lines to drop. Sat you down and made you think a lot. And Biggie Smalls is never small at heart. He made love to the beat that you honor his art. I love it when you call me Big Pop. So throw your hands in the air, I'll get you player. Hey. So give me the thrill of hearing our heel grace the airwaves once again. And I'll be jamming to the beats while she breaks it down for me again. Or maybe Sister Soldier. Man, I told you, more power to him. Because back then, knowledge was a trend, my friend. Unlike the music of the day with sequence and expletives, subliminals. The same catchy tunes are what are turning your kids into criminals. The lyrics of them educated and reinstated morals, values, beliefs that kept us mentally updated. Unlike today, where it has our gender spread in places, girls pimping out and guys painting their faces, teaching our kids to be the realest bitch or the realest nigga instead of being a positive role model or structured public figure. We no longer want to fight the power that be. We're much more comfortable being oblivious, don't you see? There was always a voice around to comfort us and tell us, even though we're fed up, we gotta keep our head up. And when they provoked, intimidated, try to get us to blow a fuse, there was always a boombox somewhere for us to use. An outlet for the youth to reconnect spiritually and regain harmony. Well, now they control all the main radio stations and record labels, the one place that we thought was still free. So excuse me if I stick to my Bob Marley, Eazy-E, and Bone Thugs in harmony. They sang about our struggle, living in poverty, not just to entertain, but to let us know there'll be brighter days again. They never praised having to kill, steal, or rob. For the most part, they were ashamed. It was a way of survival, since most of them were out of a job. Honestly, I prefer if you miss me with the BS. I'm not like the others, but everything the media throws on my plate is so easy to digest. Not even bothering to question or investigate another instance for the master and slave to once again conjugate. They're brainwashed. It's a shame and they don't even know it. But you see, the old school, I'm gonna remain for it. I have no desire to keep up with the current trends. I prefer the classics, the beats from way back when. I've orchestrated visions and missions of a twisted reality. I'm black and I'm broken, that's my stereotypical anatomy. A fairy godmother said the clock will never strike 12 for me. See, that would mean I never meet my Prince Charming. See, get married right off in the sunset and live forever happily. All I see around me are papier-mâché faces, created to battle the everyday struggle I end up facing. With all of this drama and grief, eventually I'll become complacent. Not even bothering to access the magnitude of decisions I'm making. I don't get the luxury of having a pot of gold. I'm lucky to make it to 20, blessed if I even get old. I've been punished for every stretch of making it on my own. Slapped with the fact that the world we're living in is wretched cold. Since society has already etched out a sketch for me, but I break every chain and I choose to take my own destiny. I could choose to accept it or change it and switch up my mentality, since now I have reconstructed a whole different blueprint for me. I can't figure out why this world is getting harder and harder to fix. Man, I can't figure out too why the hell we in a race with our own race. Anyway, scratch that. To them it don't matter and it's a shame. Ain't nobody gonna be mad enough, stand up and take the blame. But I continue on my journey through this walk of life. I'm getting stronger every day, overcoming these fights. I am judged by the color of my skin and the length of my skirt, but I refuse to let that crap determine my worth. I'm gonna make it in this wall, although I know it's not gonna be easy. I pray to God that they see the lion that's fighting within me. I don't wanna be accepted, and I don't wanna fit in, because that would mean conforming to the rules that aren't meant for me to win. They take the liberty of sizing me up in their eyes, not stopping to see that I'm a legend in disguise. As if to smoke weed, I read. My high is a different type of high. I get drunk off of knowledge, which makes it harder for them to keep pulling the wool over my eyes. I believe that one day, the world will know my name. I refuse to remain status quo. I just hope on that day you remember that I told you so. The kinks in my hair will never again be subjected to the artificial straightness created by the countless addicts enslaved to the creamy white crack. I do not compare my curly claws to the straight tresses of all the other Vanessas. I refuse to adhere to the relentless advice of relaxing my naps, since apparently they don't seem to be stressed out. The melanin in my skin will never be diluted because of the prominent war between light skin and dark skin. I will not regret when I pronounce or enunciate my words because of fear in sounding white. And no, I do not like watermelons because they are messy and have too many seeds. Of course, I love me some chicken, not just fried, but baked and stewed if you please. Coming into close proximity to me, you will not be bombarded by a cloud of cocoa butter essence, but maybe the sweet smell of avocado, argan oil, and perfume de Paris Hilton. I find no joy in the current trend of displaying my treasured secrets through any uncanny attire. It's better to leave much to your imagination, which drives a deeper, curious desire. No, I do not consider myself the baddest mother. Shut your mouth. In the game, I take my business seriously, and before approaching me, I suggest you do the same. I am intelligent and I have been consciously educated, so if you wish to intrigue me, make sure your vocabulary is vast and you are mentally liberated. No, I have not been brainwashed by the sorry excuse for lyrics of today, the current pop stars today, so I refuse the mainstream and prefer to do things my own way. Yes, of course, I have a type, and everything for me isn't always on fleek, but that's just one of the wonderful things about being me. I am in love with my cappuccino brown skin with which I have been blessed, and I have also accepted the fact that I wasn't blessed with the curves of a Nubian goddess. To my privilege, my mom was always the chef. Because personally, I hated the heat, which is silly, so I'll be deeply saddened when I move up and I probably have to turn to ramen when I need something to eat. Contrary to the common virus of Shanays, teachers, and sports cars to my mom. I am forever grateful for bestowing upon me a title of wisdom, purpose, which I believe gives me the drive to be as powerful. So excuse me when referring to me. I am not a hoochie, shawty, boss trick, or guardian tool. I am a queen, powerful and in tune with my self-worth and self-confidence. I accept nothing less than respect, and the same will be offered to you. So the next time you may take a look my way, just keep in mind that I am not the average black girl that you see today, or that you'll find. Thank you.
Heart that developed late, left to be decapitated in the wilderness of ill. Justice your truth, death pay the bill. Still we are slaves to a mentality along with false spirituality because we have forgotten how to forgive. Essentially, we have hindered others' ability to live. Freedom is a community effort, like the child and his community's support, molding his growth, gradually garnering greatness. Free to be him, her, me, you, we, forever greatly blessed. Free at last, free at last. The sun will shine, it has come to pass, emanating still on life's sundial of imminent hope. A mental slave has just found his way to cope. Or has he? All right.
Ever been violated, discarded as if you were a used cigarette and left to die? Imagine you are a little girl being raped, a little boy being molested, screaming to the top of your lungs, "Daddy, no! Please, Daddy, don't!" Daddies are supposed to protect their little children. You look to the heavens to picture yourself going to your own little paradise, a place of happiness, fun, and love. Like a bomb, the horrific reality of your situation shatters that illusion. You feel filthy, worthless, useless, empty, transformed from once being someone special to absolutely nothing, a nobody, property, his to do whatever, wherever, and however. Having his way with you, emptying himself all over your body, wiping himself off with you. Your retaliation makes him angrier. Each time you scream up top, any outburst results in brutal punishment. He beats you harder and harder, so hard you swear you see God, and fade to a place where it's only you and the lights. You awake again. He is there, passing his hands down the side of your cheeks, whispering the words, "I love you." Words which should make you feel special, instead bringing fear and damage to your life. Now you are convinced this man is not your father. He is a monster, a madman, an ill man, looking at you as if mentally he was broken, crazed, insane, smelling and licking all over your body, poking things where they shouldn't go, mercilessly ripping your insides, threatening to kill you if you don't comply. But now you can think about is you wish he would kill you, put you out of your misery, because you won't be able to go home to tell your mother this story. Thank you.
They watch me and they scorn me, telling me how I ain't worthy. Because I come from a place I call Vinci, they think they could wash and rinse me. Like I amount to nothing, like I'm not worth something, like I can't climb any mountain. What do you mean by that? You know where I come from is bare provision, breadfruit, banana, and coconut dumpling. Myself, they say excuse me, yet when I climb in up the ladder they want to use me. Yeah, I hear the innuendos behind that hushed voice, chatting nothing of substance and making enough noise, and Lord knows I could still never be a first choice, because to them I'm just an option, the plan B, the substitute ingredient for their masterpiece, the concoction. But to my self-esteem that screams destruction, a hindrance to my development, to my betterment, to my character construction. And the ones that are bold enough have the audacity to tell me I'm not old enough, that they'll give me a chance to shine, but they just have to prioritize. So tell me why every time you prioritize, my talents and abilities could never be realized. Oh yeah, that's right. It's because the devil closed your eyes. Now you're blind to the beauty of nature, deaf to the boisterous words that dance on my paper, numb to the feeling that dwell inside all of us, because discrimination, favoritism, and bigotry, that's what you advertise. Yeah, that's your prospectus. Nevertheless, I rise above it all. Big man like me, you're joking. It'll take more than that for me to fall. Down on the ground where your morals lay, deoxygenated and cemented in the hardened clay. So that must be why when I walk again, you get vexed. So you breathe real slow and count to 10. Because you realize that making me an option doesn't cause my mind to malfunction due to the maldistribution of a chance to cause retribution, to prevent mental pollution at every intersection, and to talk about the things that we thought were dead but really need resurrection. Like a corpse coming out of the ground, you see me striving so you walk around, and then watch me funny when I begin to wonder. Screw up your face when I start to ponder about if I could make a difference over yonder, talking about war in Afghanistan and hunger in Rwanda. But thanks anyway for putting me on this platform where I feel like I could really transform into the person inside of me who starts echoes so loud, who wants to speak out, who wants to be heard. And no, I'm not delusional, nor am I optional. I'm not a contingency plan because I'm far from dysfunctional. So, if you like my message, create the opportunity to hear me again. But if you well vexed, breathe real slow and count to 10.
My dear sisters, who told you that you weren't beautiful? Who made you despise your dark, velvety colored chocolate skin? Who propagated such self-loathing in you? Who told you that bleaching your skin would hide the pain deep within? My dear sisters, who told you that you weren't good enough? Who made you despise your dark, strong, naturally kinky hair? Who proliferated such self-hatred in you? Who told you that wearing a weave would make your life easier to bear? My dear sisters, who told you that you weren't attractive? Who made you despise your thick, curvaceous, womanly body? Who perpetuated such self-contempt in you? Who told you that liposuction and surgery would make you feel sexy? My dear sisters, your dark skin is the secret to graceful aging. Like a fine wine, you grow sweeter and more beautiful with time. Your ebony skin is such a prized possession that the removal of your skin's pigment should be considered a crime. My dear sisters, your kinky hair holds the secret to your beauty. Like a chameleon, your hair is as moldable as your imagination. Your versatile hair is so liberatingly unique that wearing your natural hair is the ultimate form of emancipation. My dear sisters, your shapely body is the source of much envy. Like a rare diamond, your curvy shape is the desire of countless women. Your full hip and thick thighs are so coveted that women are willing to risk their lives under the knife of a surgeon. My dear sisters, you are incredible by design. In your genes lie the secret to an ageless life. So if you want to finally be truly happy, you must embrace and cherish every inch of your beautiful body. From your luscious dark skin to your precious kinky hair and lavish curves, you are the essence of beauty, the consummate personification of everything that is precious and lovely. I thank you.
This time, I've been trying to understand what is really what them people call Anguilla. Was it the rock with its barren land that them struggled so hard to survive on with them bare hand? Or was it the sea water that surround them white sand that teach them that for sure no man is an island? Or maybe towards them history of isolation, the way England and the rest of the world abandoned them. Then force them with St. Kitts for strangers to rule them. Then when them tried to force them off of this little island to save them from drought and hurricane and starvation, them cling tight to this rock and say we is Anguillian. Then them develop that thing called jollification. Them system of caring and sharing, one for all and all for one. Because it was only the neighbors them could depend upon. Whether it was putting on a roof, or pouring a foundation, or launching a boat. That was the only way to get it done. Because T had no money to pay for nobody's labor. The only way was for Anguillians to help each other. So I help you today, you help me tomorrow. That way we all survive, even if we ain't prosper. No money, but plenty of food and rum was the offer. And singing and dancing keep the community together. Then in 1967 came the revolution, as Anguillians fought for self-determination, together with that same spirit of jollification. And by God, as soon as prosperity come along, the first thing they gone, the first thing they abandoned was that spirit, that same blessed thing called jollification. So I want to understand what is about Anguillian that make them change so much as soon as good times come along. Now, they no longer share, nor care for their fellow man. Now, it's every man jack for himself and for each other. But you see that thing called jollification? Bring it back. Tis that can be our salvation. We can build a country, a new nation, together with that same spirit of the revolution. Jollification? Yeah, jollification, tis that same thing gonna be Anguilla's salvation. Thank you.
Shout out to all those with their guns in the air. And shout out to all those who disappeared. Because nowadays when the skies are gray, it be raining bullets. Brains hanging out the back of your head, you rocking the mullet. So clap for you while somebody mama at home crying. Somebody brother strapped for true because everybody he love dying. Or everybody he love trying to kill somebody else. And now the youth becomes a problem. A real hazard to your health. A real hazard to society, and I ain't need nobody lying to me. Looking at me telling me everything is gonna be okay. Because when the rebels blowing smoke, the conservative losing hope. And the government just worrying about how they gonna get paid. While the family who struggles to put food in their mouths, and I gotta find 5 figures to put their sons in the ground. And you think your condolences and flowers can ease the pain? But you know damn well they ain't never gonna be the same. Because now they don't live, they just exist with a void. Too protective of the kids because the peace been destroyed and replaced by anger and resentment. Now instead of getting paid, instead of worrying about his grades, a young soul is now obsessed with vengeance. 16 shots in a clip, 1 in the chamber. His parents don't understand, now they're calling him a danger. Say he need Christ. Say he becoming a danger. But when's the last time you heard about a baby crying in a manger? God won't help. He just let it play out. And now these kids continue blowing each other's brains out. Until one youth strays but stays close to his education and realizes how many have died without any justification. So he stands tall and he preaches of anti-violence until a younger brother's stray bullet turned his words into silence. He died. They didn't. There was no happy ending.
I'm dying. How do I know I'm dying? I'm dying because the good die young. That's me every time I say it. I know I got it bad, and there's a lot of people in the world who has it worse than me. But I feel like this right here, this is my rock bottom. I feel like everything that I had, everything that I once, everything that was once reality is, it's no longer. It's gone. It took me so long to realize that. Every day counts. Every smile that I create counts. Every person that I made around me happy, I take away a little more of my pain. You see, because everybody see me laughing every day, they know what I'm going through. In real life, I'm hurting. That's the truth. I pretend like there's nothing in this world that can faze me.
That's a lie. My whole life is a lie. I'm not happy. I think I need to reconstruct my whole life completely. But everything is just for a time. It might feel like the realest pain ever, like you'll never be good again. Over time, everything is possible. I love you. Stay strong. Stay focused. Keep your head up.
It's 5 years. 5 years at another school, and I'm asking myself the question whether I'm just another fool who do this entire thing just to get a piece of paper that says I'm entitled to make more paper. Whether while writing with my right hand right now on this paper that something has been formed within me that can't be confined or defined by a piece of paper. Whether I become inherently bored by the paper I pursue. Whether the education process led my mind being renewed and my actions becoming new, influenced inevitably by the ineffable effect of knowledge that is new and true. And whether on this journey towards this piece of paper I've grown and changed true and true. Or whether everybody that knew me before I started to pursue my CXCs would look at me now and muse. Partner, it's just the same old you. This time with more papers too. And that might be sufficient to the few who don't really care if I learn anything. They might be bothered if I became better or dumber. But personally, I can't help but wonder, did I become educated? Or is education for me just a paper thing? Does 9 CXCs stand as a decree that I have become somebody mentally free, or did I just become another addict to paper bling? Yeah, an addict to paper bling, meaning I made my money demographic in society that sees paper as everything and thinks that having a piece of paper says everything, but doesn't understand that having a piece of paper with a heart as blank as paper doesn't say anything. Even if that kind of paper entitles me to make more of this type of paper, what sense of having any paper if my mind is still impoverished? So now after 5 years, I just want to know whether in school I really tried to grow, or whether high school for me was just another paper thing. Yeah, you know, a sort of paper fling, a 4-5-year one-night stand to be an accomplished politically right man, waking up the next morning naked to no change, but happy to experience a piece of pretty paper in my hand. A one-night stand leaving me devoid of stance and not politically, mentally advanced. Does that description summarize my education by chance? Or was the process to getting my CXCs not a quickie, but a genuine, knowledge-enduring character development romance? A romance that caused my heart to prance and dance as my soul started to connect with the beauty revealed in the text, and my mind became impregnated with new ideas as if learning was sex. And I romanticized, borderline fantasized about what would come in class next. And I fell so in love with learning that I broke up with ignorance and made her my ex, and made learning my next, following her, marrying her in the fullest context, that I'll be yearning for learning forever and forever. Because the process of getting my CXCs challenged me to always aim to be better. And I write these questions now for the better. Because deep inside my soul is the burdening realization that if my approach to education was so cold that I managed to get straight A's, but never managed to be the person and character and intellectual caliber that society desires to see, I done failed completely and wasted D, E, enormous faith, time, money, not to mention effort spent on me by me, my parents, my teachers, the society, and the gate-paying government to creating a beyond the paper better me. So it's better on paper I got a C, then became in reality A+ to society. As someone really worth to humanity, shining in a light of concern for issues, form, character, and knowledge that is used in the ugly darkness of pretty paper vanity. As epitomized by the widespread insanity of many who went to the ALHCS. And not learning as evidence by not changing a thing. Yeah, pardon me for not wanting to live in a kingdom of queens, of paper queens and paper things. Who live recklessly in a real land where birds don't fly with paper wings, and liquid blood doesn't bleed as bandits kill for paper things, where the population peruses the paper for progress that is not just another paper policy thing. Than a politician possessing plenty paper pieces together and flings. Yeah, I can hear the paper boy singing natty. Extra, extra, fed up her reading all about it. So at the end of this paper poetry piece, If I still feel like education is about just getting a piece of paper that entitles me to make more paper, don't bother to fight me or be sad. Just hurry up and give me my papers, my mad papers, because I'm really going mad.
Wow.